So with this watercolor video, I'm actually going to show my face and talk through the different techniques that I'm using, which I don't normally do. So you're going to see more of me and not just my hands. So hopefully it'll work out good for all of us. So the first thing that I'm going to own up to is that I don't have a nice, neat, clean watercolor area like some of the people that I see online do. Mine's a little more messy because that's how I think, that's how I work, and I'll show you it first. Here are my watercolor colors. Just gonna have them all over the place, and here are my brushes. Not your normal scene. But here goes the start of my watercolor. So today I'm really excited because I have two new blues that came. I got this one. I'm going to use these for some of my mountains, and I already used them for some of my waters. But I think these will be a lot of fun and they'll add some darkness. I have some dark too, but I want to try these out and see how they work. Once I finish the mountains, of course, I'm going to go back, or I'm going to go forward and I'm going to move to the foreground. But of course, when I move to the foreground, don't think I'm not going to go back to the back, because I will do that too. I like to jump back and forth because if I see any kind of error, I have to go back. It's just like, I'm not a perfectionist with many things, but I am with my paintings. Ooh, look at that blue. How dark is that? Oh, and that one's cool too. Nice colors. Ooh, I love the dark though. Now onto that mountain detail. And now right to the foreground. Got to get right in there and get started. So here we go. Definitely needs some orange in there too. I got so carried away, I took it right outside and forgot I was painting in front of a camera. Sorry. And we definitely need some darker greens in here and bring out those highlights and the different shades of the grass before I go over to this side where I put more of the light green back in. And I can't forget this area. And more of that orangey color needs to be in there just to even it out. I like how that background turned out, so I'm going to keep it like that. But I got to add some more details up front here. Again, I'm forgetting to put it into the picture frame. Sorry about that. Going to put in a few extra details here and possibly just like smooth it out a little bit so it's not quite as in your face. I'm also going to pull some of that out with some tissue, get some of that color off because it was just too strong. So I'm going to remove a little bit there. Now onto my favorite part, rocks. I love rocks, and I put rocks above Fat Kitty's head. Not sure what to think about that yet, but I do love to make some rocks. They are so fun. I started to notice that Fat Kitty looked like she was wearing a hat on my video. It was like right up in here. It was actually some rocks, so I needed to bring them back. So that was what I was going to work on next. I was going to bring those rocks back by adding a little green and some darkening to them and kind of making a separation between Fat Kitty and the rocks. I'm also going to add some color to those rocks because I need to bring them out a little bit, but again, they look like a head. And I'm going to work on these rocks down here because they're going to be close and more up in front of your face. So I got to give them some detail and some color, all sorts. I also added some rocks above to the side of Fat Kitty's head because I wanted that to be a little smoothed out. Now I'm going to work on the road, and it's like real dark in the background and then it gets lighter up front. That yellow and white line, those are always real hard to make because you have to keep your hand real steady. And now again, I'm going to go back in and calm this down a little bit because I still think it's a little bit rough. And this is where I'm fixing that above Fat Kitty's head. Now it's time to make Fat Kitty pop. I'm going to put some like darker oranges and some black in, and she's going to look good. So I finally finished my Fat Kitty visits the Mount Washington Auto Road. It's going to be one of the pieces in my book that is Fat Kitty visits the White Mountains. And I'm going to do my next piece, which is going to be my hardest so far, I think, from what I've started with, which is going to be the flume. That's going to be a tricky one for me, so let's see how I do, and I hope you like this one.